Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to my channel. I am your host with a beard, and I hope you liked that intro in the beginning. I'm going to do more of those in future reviews, and obviously the cooler the car, the cooler the intro is going to be. Let me know down below in the comments if you liked it or not, and if I should do it in my future reviews or not. Anyways, some of you have been messaging me on DM on Instagram. I will link my Instagram down below, so go check me out there. So you guys have been messaging me to review a W212 Mercedes E-Class, which is exactly what I'm going to do today. As a matter of fact, I am driving right now in a W212 E220D, which is the 2.2 liter diesel version of the car with approximately 170 horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. I will do a review of the exterior, see if it still matches up to modern standards, go over the options a little bit, the interior, and finally I'm going to do a driving review of it and give my impressions. I used to own a car like this, and I drove it around for about 3 years, so I can confidently say that whether or not you should buy this car. And without further ado, let's jump right into the review. So the E-Class W212 was manufactured from 2009 all the way up until 2016. It received a massive overhaul, or facelift if you will, in 2013, which gave it a more modern look, especially at the front, as you can see, and some additional safety features. The interior also had a quality and equipment upgrade. The car that I will be reviewing today is the facelifted model of the E220D, which, as I mentioned previously, is the 2.2 liter diesel with around 170 horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. Looking at the front of the W212 facelift, we see that this particular car is equipped with the Mercedes ILS, or Intelligent Light System. These turn around in bends to shed light in darkest turns and make sure that other drivers aren't blinded. If you can, then definitely get this car with these lights, as they look way better than the original lights you get. The grille in this facelifted W212 has also been updated and now has the Mercedes logo embedded in it, which makes for a more sporty look. Also looks kind of aggressive in my opinion. Watch the side profile of the nose of the E-Class. See how it protrudes out slightly? That's what I mean. You know, it looks kind of up in your face, you know, it's kind of aggressive. That's what I mean. Moving to the back of the E-Class W212, we get full LED taillights as standard, which in 2020 still look very modern, right? You do have these fake exhaust tips, but at least the real exhaust aren't completely covered or worked away like you have in the newer Mercedes models, and I'm not a fan of that at all. These 18-inch rims on this Mercedes E-Class look really good, but you can obviously always upgrade to larger ones, although that will go at the expense of the ride quality. Checking out the boot of the Mercedes E-Class W212, we see a nice and square cargo space with a wide opening to easily put stuff in or take it out. If you need more space, simply pull these handles and recline the rear seats. You can fit about 540 liters of luggage in the trunk, of the sedan version that is, which is 20 liters more than the BMW 5 Series of this era, but less than the Audi A6, which has a loading capacity of about 565 liters. Stepping into the interior, first of all, let's get practicality out of the way. The W212 E-Class is, as you can see, a big car. Rear seat passengers will have loads of legroom and headspace. As you can see, the driver's seat is set in my driving position, and I'm between 5'10", 5'11", and as you can see, I have more than enough legroom and plenty of headspace. I think people measuring 6 foot or above will be just fine here. The middle passenger, although, will have a bit of a trouble as he has to put his feet around this large transmission tunnel in the middle, but this is an issue shared with the E-Class's competitors as well. You also have this in the BMW 5 Series and the Audi A6. What there is no shortage of in the E-Class is a storage space. You can put stuff in the door bins, all 4 of them. You have some storage behind the front seats, as you can see. You can recline the armrest in the middle seat to expose some cup holders and a bit of storage. The middle console is large enough to fit a lot of stuff, and the same goes for the glove box. You also have some cup holders here in the middle. This little box here, or this little, you know, box, yeah, you can just take it out. You can fit some change in it. So plenty of space to store all of your belongings. In the cabin of the W212 E-Class, nothing will strike you as cheap. The plastics are all of good quality, actually. You have some metal finishes, soft touch materials all around on the dashboard, on top of the doors, down by your knees even, and so on. I especially like the metal air vents, which, apart from looking good, also feel really well built. And check out this clock right in the middle. It kind of looks dated, I know, but it looks really classy in my opinion as well. The door panels also have a leather on them, and as you can see, they are kind of, you know, stitched in this cushiony pattern, which looks really nice and luxurious as well. The gauge cluster isn't a large screen as in the newer models, but provides you with all the information you need. You do have this digital screen right in the middle of it, where you can choose from various settings and change them to your liking. You can even put your music here, your fuel economy, your radio stations, and so on. Moving to the entertainment system, it comes with a sat-nav, digital radio, Bluetooth connectivity, and you can also connect your phone through the USB ports. But I usually used to do it with Bluetooth because it's like a really fast connection and it's an immediate connection as well. The climate control is easy to operate and looks and feels great with these little digital screens. And it also is really durable, I think, because these buttons are really sturdy and of high quality. This car is equipped with leather seats that are semi-automatic and heated as well for those cold winter days. You turn on the seat heating right here in the middle console. You can upgrade these to fully electric seats with memory function. Overall, this cabin it does look dated compared to the new models, but it's still very strongly built. You don't have any scratchy plastics. I mean, I couldn't find anything. You don't have any cheap materials. The stalks, the buttons, the levers, they all feel really good and sturdy. Even in a car, I think this is a 2016 model, so the last production year. And so this car is about 4 years old, 100,000 kilometers has it already been driven, and everything still feels really pleasing to the eye and luxurious. This car also comes equipped with a ambient lighting system. It's only 3 colors you can choose from, but it still provides you with a kind of a mood at night and still looks gorgeous at night. In the newer models, I think you have 64 colors, and that's really, I mean, you can't compare it with the newer models, obviously. This car is going to be cheaper as well, and it's for people who don't want to spend 60, 70, 80,000 euros on a brand new car. And now let's get this car on the road and see how it drives. So, immediately, I feel that this is still a very solid and well-built car. Being a couple of years old, 100,000 kilometers on the counter, you would expect it to be a little, you know, worn out, but everything is still decent. These leather seats even, they're not worn out. They still look really good. Obviously, they're used a little bit, so this is a white interior and it gets dirty really fast. But it's still good, you know. The steering wheel is really solid in your hands. The gauge cluster actually looks really beautiful. I have the nav system right here, and this particular car is a manual drive. You can get this with a 7-speed automatic as well, but I like the manual in this car because the automatic transmission can be a little clunky and it's a little slow to respond, so I'm more of a fan of manual transmissions if I have to choose between these two. For the rest, how is the ride quality? Well, it rides really good. It's soft, it's cushiony, the car wobbles around, it's not sporty at all. You can do a bit of sporty driving, but it's not gonna, because you have too much body lean, and it's not gonna hold its own on high speeds and bends. But still, it's a really good and solid ride. You can go high speed in this car, no problem at all. This car has been tuned to 220 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. which means that it has plenty of power. But even at the stock motor, if you have 170 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque, is more than enough. In third gear pulling, yeah, it's enough. It's more than you need. The engine is smooth. I have no lag. I have no rattly noises. There are no screechy sounds. It's still a well-built car. One thing I do have to say is that the engine in these 2-liter diesels, these 2.2 diesels, are a bit loud, especially when the engine is still cold. It can make a bit of noise. The noise goes away and the engine is warmed up, but still you can hear it. If you want an even smoother ride and more power, you can upgrade to the 3-liter diesel. There are some petrol versions of this car as well, but here in Europe, nobody drives petrol, especially not in these bigger cars. Diesel is more, I mean, you have the torque obviously in it, and you have, it's more economical than a petrol engine, especially in a heavy car like this. Fuel economy is pretty good. I average around 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers. And that is when I'm driving it normally. So that's combined, highway and city driving. If you push this car, you will have maybe 8 liters, 9 liters, but that's if you really push this car. And this is not the car to buy if you want to push cars hard. So I'm second gear now, and let's pull up. Yeah, enough power for everybody. So should you buy this car or not? Well, if you're in the market for a luxury sedan or estate, because this car comes in estate form as well, and you want to do long distance traveling, you want to do long highway miles, you don't care about sporty driving, you want comfort, it's your main concern, you still want a luxurious feeling, you don't want all the new gimmicky stuff and all the newest tech that you pay too much money for anyways, you know, who are we kidding? Then I would definitely recommend this car because it is pretty reliable in Europe, that is, because I've heard in the United States, in North America, these cars have not a very good track record of reliability. So better look into that in the area that you're living in. But in Europe, these cars are really reliable. I drove this car for 3 years, I think, and also about 100,000 kilometers, and I never had an issue. There was one issue though that I had in 2 of my Mercedes models, and that is the key of the car does not recognize the car anymore, or vice versa. So you can open the car, and then when you put it in the ignition, it just doesn't respond. And that's a common problem with this generation of Mercedes Benz models. It can be C-Class or E-Class or whatever model, that the car doesn't recognize, and they call it memory loss of the car at Mercedes. And it's a pretty easy fix, but it's expensive. Out of warranty, you will pay around between 700 to 900 euros to reprogram the key, or I think they give you a new set of keys or something. But other than that, the engine is smooth. It is a strong and solid engine, even the 2-liter diesels. I would personally go for the 3-liter ones. It's cheap compared to the newer models. You can pick these up, the models 214 until 216. You can pick them up between 15,000 and 25,000 euros, depending on the age of the car and the mileage, obviously. And then you have like the more expensive version. If you want an E63, those goes to like 40, 50, 60,000 euros, still depending on the state of the car. But overall, I would say buy this car if you want a cheap alternative to a luxury estate or sedan. You will not regret it. It's reliable, and you will enjoy many miles or kilometers in it. Anyways, this is a wrap for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope it was informative for you guys and you learned something. And if it was of any help to you guys, please subscribe and like this video, as I have more reviews coming out in the future. Until then, drive safely and responsibly, and have a good night.